kill guys. Just what was going through your head during the delays?
Yeah, I mean, we were just every about 15 minutes or so, we'd get pushed back another 30. So, I mean, it was tough in there. We were all wet, we were cold, but we can only handle what we can handle. Obviously, we wanted to play, but it was the right decision not to go out there. Somebody would have gotten hurt.
For you, especially having played in almost a year now, it was a little more disappointing not being able to get out there and get back to it?
I mean, I don't know if it's more disappointing. I think all the guys wanted to get out there. But you know, it's not worth risking the season for one game when the conditions are like that. So we'll just have to wait one more week and be ready for Eastern Michigan.
Were you worried about the conditions when you went out there for that first snap? It looked kind of wet.
It was real wet, that's for sure. Everybody's feet were soaked and stuff like that. But I wasn't worried about it. You know, you can't really think about that when you're about to play. But looking back on it, it was the right decision, and you know, we're fortunate that we had people that are willing to make that decision for us and look after the well-being of us.
You know, Jeff, how does this impact the timetable going forward? I mean, SEC now, you have only one game to prepare before you get to the SEC, and you know, your first round game is a little closer than it would have been.
Yeah, I mean, some teams play SEC games in their opener. Coming out of camp, we felt like we were ready to play. Whoever that may have been, obviously we were prepared for Idaho, but whoever our opponent would have been, we would have had the same game preparations for them. They say you make your best improvements from game 1 to game 2, so we'll still have one game before we get into our SEC schedule. But you know, no matter how your schedule lines up, you got to be ready to go, and there's no excuses.
Jeff, how do you see this offensive line coming together this season?
I mean, over camp and over the summer and through spring practices, I think that they've made big steps individually and as a unit. I think they work very well together. They're on the same page, and I think that starts with Max getting all the calls right and getting everybody on the same page. But it's a good group of guys, and they're very talented.
How important is that communication, though? Because we heard a lot from the offensive line in the last few years that there have been a lot of communication breakdowns, and maybe what do you see differently as far as that's concerned?
Right, that happens in football. Defenses give you things that you're not going to be ready for, but even if the calls are wrong, if you're on the same page, you'll be able to get something done. But I mean, I think that they're very smart. They know how certain plays are blocked and how certain plays are supposed to be run. They know the leverages where the ball's being run. So I mean, I just think they work very well together, and they're smart football players as a whole.
What does Eastern Michigan like to do defensively?
They're odd, 3 down linemen. They have a jack, we call it a buck, kind of like what the position Dante plays, kind of moves around a little bit. Play quarters coverage, and they like to blitz. They like to bring pressures from all over the field, so that's something that we're going to have to spend some time working out and going to be ready for it.